Welcome everyone. Thank you for attending this talk about messenger marketing best practices for achieving 50 times ROI. 50 times, that's not too bad. So we'll see how you can get there with messenger marketing. But before that, a little bit about myself. My name is Ben Abram. I'm the head of content at Recart, and during my job, I work on helping merchants like you get more subscribers for Facebook Messenger, email, and SMS marketing, create effective conversation flows with Recart, and ultimately make more money with your e-commerce business. In this talk today, I'll give you an introduction to messenger marketing. As we mentioned, it is often an overlooked marketing channel, but I will show you why you should definitely pay attention to it. I'll show you the 3 pillars that are essential to any successful strategy for Facebook Messenger marketing. And I will give you best practices and reproducible steps that will help you achieve 50 times return on investment for messenger marketing. I will also tell you about our offer available to attendees only. If you want to get started with messenger marketing, or if you are already using Recart and you want some expert help in optimizing your funnel, we will have an offer just for you. So let's jump right in and see how messenger marketing fits in the e-commerce marketing landscape. So we did a little drawing to explain to you how messenger marketing is different from other marketing channels like email and SMS. Email is the backbone of the marketing strategy of most businesses, and it makes sense. Email was one of the first big things in online marketing, and basically every one of your customers will have an email address. You probably can't even place an order without having one, right? So it makes perfect sense to rely on it for newsletters and promotions. However, in the past decade, we have seen that email is struggling to keep up with new emerging tools in terms of the customer experience, but more importantly, it is severely lacking when it comes to customer engagement. I mean, most marketers that I talk to have already accepted the fact that most of the emails that they send out will never be opened by the customer, which I think is definitely a problem. And with the frequent changes in the way, for example, that Gmail handles email inboxes, it's just getting more and more difficult to actually reach customers via emails. In fact, the average open rate for a marketing email is between 10 and 20%. And to me, the idea that 80 to 90% of all your emails will just get buried deep in someone's inbox and never get any attention at all, I think it tells you a lot about where email marketing is headed. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you shouldn't put effort into email marketing anymore. On the contrary, it's still a hugely profitable marketing channel and for sure a massive revenue driver for e-commerce businesses all over the world. However, the engagement is clearly not there anymore, and it is a fair expectation that the viability and importance of email marketing will only go down in the upcoming years. To talk a little bit about the positive side of email, it is definitely a well-established standard where we have seen marketers create amazing email content that's beautiful to look at and very nice to consume, no matter what device you use, which is definitely something noteworthy. Now, SMS is a whole different thing. It's not new for e-commerce businesses to use SMS for marketing, but it has definitely seen an impressive growth in popularity, thanks to some new apps on the market that make it really easy to manage your SMS marketing lists and campaigns, which makes it suitable for small and big businesses alike. In comparison with email, SMS engagement is actually pretty high. Very impressive. Apparently the text message inbox is not at all like your email inbox, and people actually tend to look at their phones much more and engage with the messages that they receive there. However, you basically have no technical solution, for example, for measuring the open rate. It's just something that doesn't exist for SMS marketing, which to me seems definitely a problem. As someone who has tried to optimize their content for opens and click-throughs, I would definitely miss those metrics. Luckily, the click-through rates can be measured, and they are often between 80 and 90%, which is definitely impressive. So there's that. SMS is highly engaging, although, in my opinion, not always the best tool in the toolbox. Come to think about it, it is really a glaring difference between SMS and email, since around 80% of your text messages will generate a click, whereas the same portion of your sent emails will not even be looked at. That's crazy. But there is no way your SMS messages will look as good as your emails. And for that reason, your customers also most likely do not enjoy receiving or consuming them that much. So yeah, you can add GIFs or video, but really it is just a piece of text in a bubble, and it's meant to be more of a notification rather than something that supports your brand image very well. Also, there is no interactivity, which in my opinion will become more and more of a problem for marketers. Text message, basically they are all sent to the same place on my phone where I talk to my friends and family, and those conversations look a lot different than the marketing messages that I receive. I cannot have a conversation with a business through SMS marketing. I am just bombarded with sales notifications without having any kind of interactivity, which customers are going to expect more and more due to the advances of AI and automated conversations, at least in my opinion. So let's talk about messenger marketing, which on the other hand is sort of a blend of email and SMS when it comes to the appeal of your messages. Certainly it is better suited for short form content, unlike email, but it has much more options for you to customize and match to your brand personality. You have the option to include beautiful cards, not just simple text, and you can also add high quality videos and images, sound recordings, plus you can add buttons, reply suggestions, which are called quick replies in Messenger. The customer can simply tap and respond to your message. Overall, it's a much more interactive marketing channel that, in my opinion, truly has the ability to express your brand personality. Also, the engagement rate for Facebook Messenger is super high. The average open rate for marketing messages is over 98%. Plus, because it is a two-way communication channel where your customers can actually respond and have a true conversation with your business, the engagement does not stop at opening the messages or clicking the links. Of course, you can use it to send these very simple marketing notifications as well. That can happen in Facebook Messenger. You can have an appealing value proposition with a video or an image and a short text and just a link. But if you want to get more in depth with conversation automations, you can provide a truly unique and exciting experience for your subscribers. And for that reason, Messenger marketing messages are much more deserving of sharing an inbox with the messages from our closest friends. And in my opinion, it is the best channel to interactively distribute your marketing content, including the story of your brand, the benefits of your product, and anything else that you would focus on in a regular piece of marketing content like blog posts or basically just content pages on your Shopify store. So in short, Messenger is somewhat similar to SMS, but it has an even higher engagement rate. It is much more versatile. And even for simple messages, it looks a little bit better and it is more appealing and more modern. Let's look at this picture. We have side by side three typical marketing messages: a marketing email on the left, an SMS in the center, and Facebook Messenger on the right. And you might think that having a nice looking button in Facebook Messenger instead of the short link in SMS might not make a big difference, but it actually does. And it really is just the tip of the iceberg when comparing the tools available to you as a marketer in SMS and Facebook Messenger. As you can see, customers being able to reply easily or navigate the conversation by pressing buttons or selecting suggested replies means that you are not talking at your customers. You are not just sending notifications to them. You are actually talking with them. And instead of blasting them with sales notifications, your customers can have a much more nuanced, long-lasting, and satisfactory relationship with your brand. So let's see what a successful messenger marketing strategy looks like. There's three main things you really need to focus on. One of them is subscription, actually getting opt-ins for your Facebook Messenger lists, which is very similar to how email and SMS subscriptions work, but I'm going to show you in depth a little bit later. Flows and campaigns is the second pillar, which includes any kind of messages and automated conversations you will send to your subscribers. For example, welcome messages, abandoned cart messages, fulfillment and receipt notifications, and much more. And third, you have messenger ads, which are a special type of ads on Facebook and Instagram that will take people to an automated Facebook Messenger conversation with your business instead of sending them to a static landing page. So let's start with the subscription tools available to you if you start using Recart for Facebook Messenger marketing. You have several different options to choose from, including multiple pop-ups, smaller subscription boxes, Facebook ads, and more. And I recommend that you check out all the possibilities in Recart dashboard, but there are a few interesting options that I would like to highlight to you right now. So Recart has a new built-in pop-up called the Welcome pop-up, which is a very simple mobile optimized pop-up that will have that we have seen drive incredible results recently to several brands. I'll talk about more results specifically in a short time. You can also select a specific Facebook post and tell Recart to start an automated conversation with anyone who leaves a comment below the post, which is an awesome tool for running giveaways or other type of community engagement. And as you can see in the top right example, you can even include special links in your emails or text messages that will convert your existing email and SMS subscribers into Facebook Messenger subscribers, which definitely leaves room for some very interesting approaches. There's two main categories when it comes to Facebook Messenger subscription tools: on-site and off-site. As you might guess, on-site tools include pop-ups, subscription boxes embedded in your Shopify product pages, or the thank you page that you show to a customer after placing an order. Off-site tools include so-called click-to-messenger ads on Facebook and Instagram, converting Facebook comments to Messenger conversations, and the special links that I talked about that you can include even in emails and text messages, and these are called m.me links. So let's see what the Recart Welcome Pop-up is all about. As I've said, this is one of the most popular and effective tools available right now. It's a customizable pop-up that's very simple to set up and will only be shown to mobile visitors. It works perfectly on all devices and allows customers to sign up very easily without typing anything. In fact, it just takes 2 taps to confirm the subscription. So that's basically the easiest way of subscribing people for any kind of marketing channel. And on average, it converts 18 to 20% of your visitors to subscribers, which according to our users is significantly better than what they have seen with any other pop-up when it comes to subscribing mobile visitors. So for that reason, the first step I recommend to all new users of Recart is to enable the welcome pop-up for your store, which will start collecting Messenger subscribers for you immediately. What's more, when a visitor signs up, they will start an automated conversation flow in Messenger where you can even ask for their email address. This is what Derek mentioned at the beginning. So you can ask for their email address or phone number, and you can sync that with your favorite apps for sending emails and text messages. What's even better is the customer's email address and phone number will actually be automatically populated for them in a suggested reply. They will have a quick reply that they can simply tap as a button to submit their contact info to you. So someone on their mobile phone receiving your conversation flow, starting the conversation, you ask them their email address and they don't even have to type it to tell it to you. So for a mobile visitor where typing someone's email address may be a little bit of a hassle, this is basically the only way that I know of where you can subscribe people with their email address or phone number without having them type on their phone. And of course, this is very convenient for them, and therefore we have seen that it is just amazingly high converting. We also have Popup Integrations, which are also very popular with our merchants. And I understand that many of you might have a pop-up setup that they do not want to touch, or they have a go-to tool that they do not want to turn off. And that makes sense. And the chances are Recart has an integration for your favorite pop-up, and you can simply enable Messenger subscription for the tool that you are already using on your store and that you know that drives results. So just to show you an example, here's how Riderware uses Recart with their Optimonk email pop-up. First, they ask for an email address, and then on the second page, they have a huge button that visitors can click to subscribe, immediately open a conversation in Facebook Messenger, and receive the discount code right there in Messenger. Then they are redirected to the website to continue shopping with the discount code, and it is automatically applied to their cart by Recart. So there are also several secondary on-site subscription tools like discount widgets that you can place on your product pages or the order confirmation page. We have a customer chat plugin where visitors can start a conversation with your store if they have any questions. And you can automate the conversations there as well. So you can, for example, suggest the topics for which you have automated messages set up. And if people would ask something about that, they might automatically receive your response facilitated by Recart. And it is a good idea to enable one of these secondary on-site subscription tools in addition to your welcome pop-up, to maximize your on-site subscription rate. With subscription tools out of the way, let's focus a little bit on the second pillar of your messenger marketing strategy, which is conversation flows and campaigns. Similarly to how you would set up an email marketing flow, you can set up a welcome flow, cart and checkout abandonment flows. You can send product review requests, shipping and delivery notifications, and all other types of automated messages in reaction to a specific visitor activity on your store. What's different compared to email is that you are not restricted to designing one-way static messages. Instead, you have the option to start automated interactive conversations where customers can react to your messages and receive a follow-up from you based on their reply. So for example, if someone adds an item to their cart, but then don't end up buying it, you can send up an abandoned cart message, and within that message, ask them about the reason that they are hesitant. If they are worried about shipping fees, the durability of your product, or if they are waiting for an item to be back in stock, you can handle the specific situation within your conversation flow in an automated fashion and address any concerns the customers might have and get them to return to your store and place the order. You can use these conversation flows to educate and nurture your customers, hand out discount codes, and anything else you can imagine taking place in the conversation between your business and your customers. And as I've said, if you send someone a discount code with Recart, they will be able to click a button to return to your store and automatically have the discount code applied to their cart. So in my opinion, that's as convenient as it gets. Now let's talk a little bit about sponsored messages, which are used within campaigns to re-engage your existing subscribers. Hold on one second, I might be on the wrong slide here. There you go. So we have sponsored messages which are used within campaigns to re-engage your existing subscribers. This is similar to sending a newsletter, but in this case, instead of a static piece of content, you can design a fully fledged conversation where your customers can not only consume your messages, but also express themselves and see your business's immediate automatic reaction to their reply. And as I've said, the engagement rate is off the charts and it is currently very inexpensive. You only pay for the messages that are actually seen by your customers, which is very fair, and on average will cost about $15 to reach 1,000 customers, which to the best of my knowledge is the most affordable way to send personal messages to customers which are guaranteed to be seen. So for that reason, my third recommendation for your messenger marketing strategy is to capitalize on sponsored messages and send a sponsored message to your audience at least twice a month. My suggestion is to keep your customers engaged, and not only with discount codes and flash sales, but also offer them exclusive content from time to time that they will find valuable to keep your customer relationships healthy and make your customers feel that they are valued by your brand. For example, if you are in the culinary space, sending recipes that work well with your products is an amazing opportunity, and we have seen brands achieve incredible results with this approach. So we've arrived to the third pillar of a successful messenger marketing strategy, and this is messenger ads, which works similarly to how any Facebook or Instagram ad would work, with the difference that clicking the ad will open an automated messenger conversation instead of a static landing page. Within the conversation, in addition to providing an interactive experience, you can ask for their phone number and email address as well. And the image I have on this slide shows how YesWeVibe uses click-to-messenger ads for acquiring customers on Instagram. They set it up so that this ad is shown to people who have visited the site previously, but they didn't end up placing an order. So they show them a buy one, get one free special offer. And the reason this approach is very powerful is when someone clicks on the ad, they become your Facebook Messenger subscriber, and then they unlock the discount code. And from that point, you can send follow-up messages in case they don't end up placing the order. And the follow-up messages that you send will arrive right into their Messenger inbox, where people are almost guaranteed to see it. And this has, of course, a much higher success rate than sending them off to a landing page without any personal contact available to you, where you could send them follow-up messages. So here's another great example, and this one is about BlandJet. BlendJet uses click-to-messenger Facebook ads to offer a 20% discount within an automated conversation flow. People can unlock the discount code by submitting their phone number. Then, if the person doesn't place an order in the next 3 hours, they follow up with them, giving them the option to ask about the product in case they have doubts or check some recipes that BlendJet knows will be attractive to people considering to place an order. So as I've said, messenger marketing, due to its interactivity, is not only valuable when you want to send someone a quick marketing notification, you can also offer them, for example, a selection of content that you know will drive your results, and they can choose what they are interested in. And for that, it is highly effective. Another form of the creative use of messenger ads is product quizzes. Many successful brands we see run ads that will open an automated product quiz within Facebook Messenger. Blush and Bar, for example, has a short quiz set up that helps people find the perfect ring for them by answering a few questions. The quiz you can see on this slide is another product quiz we designed for Bread Brand that asks people about their beard style, personality, and grooming habits to find the perfect set of beard care products for them. Reading through multiple articles would lead people to the same conclusion. They would be able to consume content marketing pieces, blog posts, and basically get to the same result and be able to choose the product that they need for themselves. But it's just not as much fun. And as we have seen in many cases, because people really enjoy these bite-sized quizzes, it actually gives them value by finding the right product for them. To see how much value you get with messenger ads compared to regular Facebook or Instagram ads. So whereas regular ads will give you a visitor and the option to retarget them with further ads, messenger ads will give you the same benefits, plus you get a messenger subscriber. You can ask for their email address or phone number to also subscribe them to marketing emails and text messages. You can send them multiple follow-up messages in Facebook Messenger. And of course, you still have the option to retarget them with conventional ads on Facebook and Instagram. And for these reasons, we have found that if you spend at least 10% of your social ad budget on messenger ads, you will see an incredible return on your ad spend and see that your conversion rate has improved considerably. Now, let's talk about the results you can get when using these tools with the correct strategy. This is from Riderwear, one of the most popular sports apparel brands in Australia, who have been incredibly successful with running giveaways on Facebook. So what they do is, first, they promote the giveaway to get their fans excited and grab the attention of a wider audience on Facebook. Then within the conversation flow, they ask for the email address of everyone who wants to enter the giveaway. So with these giveaways, they are collecting Facebook Messenger and email subscribers at the same time. After they entered the email address to get in the giveaway, they show each customer their best-selling products segmented by gender. So men and women will see different product recommendations within the conversation flow, and this is possible because Recart will also automatically capture some personal information for each new subscriber. And that includes their gender, time zone, preferred language, as well as their name. And by the way, if you use our Klaviyo integration, for example, and you send follow-up emails to your messenger subscribers who submitted their email address via Recart, this information is saved on each Klaviyo profile created by Recart. So you can use this personal detail that was collected by Recart to segment your emails in Klaviyo, in addition to personalizing your Recart conversation flows. Now, back to the point, here's the results they got when they ran the giveaway for 7 days. They received almost 3,000 new Facebook conversations and messenger subscribers with a 96% email capture rate, which brought them more than 2,800 new email leads. They spent $1,400 on ads and generated around $6,700 of revenue. All in all, their cost of acquiring each new subscriber with both a Facebook Messenger and an email subscription was just 33 cents. So coming in from an email-first marketing perspective, this was the cheapest way that they have ever seen for getting new email subscribers, with the added bonus of getting valuable personal details for segmentation and also getting them on board to your Facebook Messenger marketing funnel, which you will find is at least as lucrative for a typical e-commerce business as getting email subscribers. So this brings me to my next tip for getting your messenger marketing strategy right. Run giveaways on Facebook with messenger conversation flows. We see that all our users who tried this have found it incredibly easy to set up, and the results are much better than simply running the giveaway on Facebook, where you don't get email leads, you don't get new messenger subscribers, and you don't have any way to follow up on people entering the giveaway with personalized marketing messages. So let's review a little bit the results that you can expect if you plan and execute your Facebook Messenger marketing strategy right, and use the tips that I gave you in this talk. You can expect an 8 to 14% revenue increase for your online store, at least a 50 times return on your Recart monthly fee, 5 to 12 times return on your ad spend if you use click-to-messenger ad conversation flows, 8 to 60 times return on ad spend for sponsored message conversation flows, your customer acquisition costs reduced by 30%, you will have significantly better customer engagement, which in turn will increase the brand loyalty of your customers and generate 3 to 8 times as many conversations with customers as you do without Recart conversation flows. To me, this sounds pretty good. And I want to talk a little bit about how you can get started with messenger marketing as quickly as possible if it sounded good to you as well, because we do have a special offer that's available to you as attendees of this webinar. If you are new to Recart and would like to give it a try, you can get Recart for free for the first two months. This is available if you sign up for at least 3 months. So basically your first 2 months will be free and you only have to pay for the third month. If you are already a Recart user, we would love to help you get your strategy right and be as successful as possible. So we offer all existing Recart users a free account optimization call, where our customer success team will look at your business, your numbers, your conversation flows, and help you plan out an optimized Facebook Messenger marketing strategy for your business. To take advantage of this offer, all you need to do is send us an email to success@recart.com saying that you attended this webinar and would like to claim the offer. Please include the URL for your store and give us just an estimated revenue goal that you think you would like to achieve this year. And well, one of our success managers will get back to you with all the details and the help that you need. Again, thank you for coming to this talk. I hope I managed to give you some useful information on the ins and outs of Facebook Messenger marketing. I hope many of you will take advantage of our offer. And if you have any follow-up questions, you can reach me at ben@recart.com, and also feel free to contact our customer success team with any questions that you have at success@recart.com. Or if you are an agency and you would like to offer these benefits to your clients with Recart, please send a message to Nick, who's heading our agency team. He can be reached at nick@recart.com. Thank you and have a good day.
Awesome, Ben. Thanks so much. And I put all the links and email addresses here in chat for those that are looking to follow up with you. We're going to move right into our next session as we are catching up on time. And right now, I need everybody listening. If you want Kurt Elster, who's considered the conversion rate optimization know-it-all of e-commerce, he's going to laugh at that one, to review your website on mobile right now, then drop your website URL here in chat. We are going to move straight into some reviews. And thanks again, Ben.